Yo guys, I'm Niek from tpschool and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video I'm going to take you through a tech house project and the thought process behind that. We recently released a tech and bass house sound set together with artist Sam Pacho, so if you still want to check that out, the link is in the description for that. It has some pretty cool sounds in it, which I'm also going to be using in this video. Okay, so we are in FL Studio right now and I will just start with the most important part, and that's the bass. The bass in tech house most of the time continually plays throughout the whole track, so you can definitely say that this is one of the most important elements of your track. I created a pretty simple melody which sounds like this. I loaded it into a bass shot that's from the back. Just make sure that it's a simple bass line which is memorable and which is groovy in combination with a kick drum. As you can see, the sound is a sample, but if you guys want a tech house sound design tutorial one day, we can also do that. The basic theory behind these kind of basses is that you have a quite simple dry sound, for example just a saw bass, and that you saturate them and compress them so you get a bit of grittiness in it. In my opinion, the rhythm is also really important because this really determines the flow of your track, so make sure you also do some offbeat hits and stuff like that to make it interesting for the listener. This bass covers the whole bass area, so the sub area and the mid area. I just added some sound goodizer, which is basically a multi-band compressor for lazy people, and I turn it on to like something like this, and a kickstart. The sound itself is already processed a bit, so in the sound design tutorial, if we will do that, we can go a bit deeper into the sound. So drums are as well really important for the groove of your track. In this case I decided to keep the drums pretty simple and plain. You could add a lot more of loops and stuff like that, but I felt like it sounded pretty cool when we kept this drop pretty dry, so I decided to do that. Drums sound like this. It's basically a standard kick, head and clap pattern like this. Then a shaker loop on top of it for some groove. And some offbeat placed percussion just to like fill up some gaps that are pretty empty. Then in the background there is this vocal playing, but I will deep dive into that later. So that sounds pretty nice already. In tech house you probably always have a FX kind of thing playing on top of your bass. In our sample pack we have a lot of FX in it as well that you can use, but for this one I decided I wanted to make my own, and that one sounds like this. So I created this sound in Serum, and I created a pretty short LFO which I linked to the level of the main oscillator. And after that I did this trick right here on this knob, and I went to the arpeggiator, put the repeat on 6, range on 1, and now I automated the time, which gives the effect that it starts really fast but it goes slower when the drop plays basically. On the mixing I did a low cut in the EQ. I put a British clean on it. Some OTT. A very minimal Valhalla room reverb. This reverb throw rack, and we automated this knob, which then will give the reverb throw. And I added this plugin, which is the M Vibrato, and I automated the rate, which is pretty cool in my opinion, because that gives this effect. So if I turn that off, just tiny things like that can really spice up your tech house track, because nowadays sometimes it's pretty hard to be original, because most of the times you will hear like a Fisher horn and stuff like that. But things like this, if you find out about that, it can really spice up your production. So a good tech house track basically always has a catchy vocal. I didn't record a vocal or something for this. I just went to Splice and found this vocal.
My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me.
I didn't do crazy processing. First of all, there's an EQ which cuts out some of the bass frequencies. Then there's a P controller which we're going to use to like automate the delay. Then there is a reverb which is very short. And so we have this delay which is set to, you can also use that vocal to create some effects in the drop, and I created this.
My love, my love, my love for you has brought me out of me. Has brought me out of me.
I just cut the vocal into a really fast pattern, and then I added some delay and some effects on it. And if we put that all together, the drop sounds like this. Then the intro and the break and the build up is pretty much the bass and some drums playing all the time. So in the beginning there is just this vocal.
My love for you. My love for
and it's filtered with an automation, and towards the third bar it like fully opens up the filter. I also cut out all the lows on the kick in the first part.
my love for you.
And as you can hear here, the kick has all the low frequencies in it as well, and the vocal is now fully playing. So then we have a siren coming in. In the build-up I just pretty much only added a fill and a riser. And the vocal is a bit different.
My love.
Then I have the tension rack on the master, which is basically a comparable to Endless Smile, and I just automate the mix level for that, and I turn it on a little bit in the build up just to create some tension, as the rack says itself. And that's already it for this project basically. If you guys want to see some more tips on how to create basses, how to create full sounding drums, how to process vocals, stuff like that, in particular for tech house, leave a comment. Maybe Niek, Sampacho or I will take care of that. So most of the sounds I used are from our new pack Hazard. So if you want to check that out, go to the link in the description. The support has been amazing, and we also did a giveaway on that pack. Everyone who buys the pack has the chance to win a one-on-one session with producer Sampacho. So if you want to win a session, also check out the pack. Right now I want to thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys next time.